Good evening, I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
and we welcome you to our Twilight Talks. Tonight we're looking at Psalm 23. But I thought the nighttime Twilight Talks were about the bad side of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff in Psalm 23, so it's time we look at it. Tyler?
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still water. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
All right. You say, what's bad in that? Well, first of all, there is what is it called in verse 4, Tyler?
The valley of the shadow of death.
Valley of the shadow of death. What else?
Evil.
Evil. Huh. Okay. Verse 5.
Enemies.
Enemies.
Who you're stuck in the presence of.
In the midst of mine enemies. Well, you see, valleys, people have the wrong idea because of movies and stuff, right? You know, oh, I want a mountaintop house. Well, okay, that's great. But if you live on top of a mountain literally, the wind shear and you can't grow anything most of the time, and valleys. I'll live in the valley where it's rich, fertile land. Yeah, and it floods out and everything else is down there that likes to kill you. Okay? That's why pasture, it's wide open. It's not too high, it's not too low. It's a good path. The Lord doesn't say that you're not going to go into valleys of shadows of death. You go through them. It's not an option. You go through times, what? Where you're surrounded by evil. But the Lord is your shepherd. You shall not want. He's leading you where? He's leading you back to green pastures. But for how this earth is set up to function, there's green pastures, there's barren pastures. There's pastures that you've gotten all that you're going to get out of it. It's time to go to the next one. And sometimes that's through an evil valley of death. All right. The other part of it is you have enemies. If you are following what Psalm 1 said, you want to be the blessed person, right? Then you're going to have enemies. Within the language of Psalms, Tyler, especially Psalm 1, who is the enemy of the blessed? There you go back and look. Blessed is the man.
The ungodly.
The ungodly. Also, in that same psalm, called what at the end of the psalm?
Ungodly again.
Oh, yours uses ungodly twice?
Mm-hmm.
The wicked are not so?
Blah, blah, blah. Sinners in the congregation, ungodly, sinners. Yeah, sinners and ungodly are the two that get used.
So yeah, the ungodly, the sinners, the wicked, versus the blessed, the righteous. Okay? Those are your enemies. But I didn't do anything to them. You don't have to. You don't have to. Oil and water naturally don't mix. You have to have a surfactant to break down the one in order for the two to get there. But oil and water don't mix. Why? Because water's water and oil's oil. Which one is, it doesn't matter. Point being, the righteous and the wicked don't mix. The blessed and the cursed, the blessed and the sinner, the blessed and the ungodly don't mix. And here's the thing. If you like the valley of the shadow of the death, the Lord can't lead you. If you like the path of evil, the Lord can't lead you. If you really prefer the enemies of the Lord rather than his friends, the Lord can't lead you. It's that simple. So if you've been getting very little out of the Christian life, if you can't say the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, because it's true for you, you might want to look at whether or not you're actually following him and which side of this equation that you prefer. So, other thoughts?
No, sir.
With Adam Brian Reagan, this is
Tyler Kelly.
and we bid you good night.